What's going on, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. We have a lot to talk about today, so if this is your first time on the channel, do not be afraid to hit that subscribe button because we do this every single day, as well as use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek if you're going to any big league games or minor league games to save yourself 20 bucks off your tickets. Joey Votto, his MVP campaign continues at the ripe age of 37 years old. The Yankees and the Dodgers, they stay winning, and the Angels, in my opinion, had the comeback of the year against the Tigers. I thought the Tigers were going to run away, but no, the Angels said, "We got this." Now, before we talk about the rest of the highlights, including the Dodgers versus the Mets, I do want to give you guys a Trevor Bauer update. So, according to Sports Illustrated writer Madeline Coleman, she reported that Trevor Bauer's paid leave was going to be extended from ending today to actually extending 7 days from now on August 27th. All of this comes after a judge denied a restraining order in his court case. So, this doesn't mean that nothing happened. This doesn't even mean that the situation is even close to being over. I just wanted to give you guys an update because MLB now has to do their investigation, the same thing that they're doing with Marcell Ozuna. So in the comment section down below, I know this is going to be a little bit controversial, but please let me know your thoughts on the entire Bauer situation. The Dodgers have been playing such good baseball as of late that they might not even care what happens with Trevor Bauer. So AJ Pollock starts off the game with an RBI ground out, and then CT3 Chris Taylor does the exact same thing. That's all you have to do. Put the ball in play. I would hope that strikeouts would continue to decrease and decrease as the seasons progress, because honestly, putting the ball in play, it does the job, as we just saw. The Mets score 1 in the 4th, and aside from a double play from Jonathan VR, it was a pretty cool play. That was all that happened for Mets fans in that game. You have McKinney, the former Met legend, doubling in Chris Taylor, and then Trey Turner makes it 4-1 as the Dodgers bullpen dominates yet again. Blake Treinen, he picks up the save. So the Dodgers have won 7 games in a row and are now just 2.5 games back of first place. And the Mets, they fall to 5 games back, and they have now scored 3 runs or less in 50% of their games. So their offense, just like the Phillies, has not been good lately. The Angels versus the Tigers, what a game. There was around 30 to 35,000 people in attendance because everyone wants to see Miguel Cabrera hit his 500th home run and also catch Shohei Ohtani live in the flesh. So Miggy and Das Cameron, they make it 2-0, but then Brandon Marsh, his first career triple, brings in a run and then scores on a Max Stassi ground out. So again, put the ball in play and good things will happen. Zach Short starts an 8-run rally over the next 4 innings for Detroit. And then in the 5th, the momentum shifted, in my opinion, after AJ Hinch got tossed. And AJ Hinch, he really knows how to control the pace of play for the Tigers. I think that he's done a fantastic job. But it went all downhill after Walsh, or maybe it was Marsh, I can't remember, and Justin Upton, they drive in a few runs on bases loaded walks. They bat around as Brandon Marsh drives in another RBI on his second triple of the game. That's what Comerica Park is known for. Walsh drives in an RBI to make it 9-10. And then Max Stassi, with his 11th home run, he raises his OPS plus to 125. He grabs the lead, and then Shohei Ohtani drives in another one on a sacrifice fly as Phil Gosselin leaves the yard, and Adam Warren throws 2 no-hit innings to grab the save, and the Angels, they come away with the victory 13-10. How do you lose that ball game? Moving on over to another AL West team that had a crazy game, the Mariners versus the Rangers. We saw Kyle Seager driving an RBI on his 300th career double. I mean, by the time that he's all said and done, he might be pushing 400, which is crazy. Mitch Haniger belts a career-high 27th home run. That was a 3-run moonshot. And then Abraham Toro drives in another run in the 3rd. He has an almost 150 OPS plus for Seattle. I mean, that was a win-win trade for both teams, I guess. Hindsight is 2020. Adolis Garcia smacks his 27th home run, and then Seager drives in another RBI on a bases-loaded walk. A lot of bases-loaded walks as of late. Texas goes into the 9th down 5 runs, and they come back to tie it up on a monster home run from Jason Martin, his 4th of the season, which is by far the biggest of his young career. We have Ty France hitting a 2-run home run. He is having a big-time season, 13 home runs and a 125 OPS plus. Those are both really good. Jake Fraley goes yard. Never mind, Rookie of the Year frontrunner Adolis Garcia, he brings this back in the yard, and Paul Sewald, he has nails and extra innings, and he earns the save as the Mariners just barely get past the Rangers 9-8. If you're a Yankees fan and you're playing the Minnesota Twins, you usually feel pretty good because the Twins just cannot beat you. I think in the last 18 games, the Yankees are 16-2 against Minnesota, as Andrew Velasquez, this guy has been incredible, and then Kyle Higashioka drives him in on a double. Luke Voit, the leadoff hitter for the Yankees, he scores 2, and then Anthony Rizzo, brings in Luke Voit, the Yankees leadoff hitter, on a sacrifice fly. Just 2021 doesn't make any sense. Higashioka hits his 8th home run of the year, and Jameson Taillon was great until he allows 3 runs in the 5th, and that was scary for Yankees fans. But then Giancarlo Stanton hits a missile to the right side, and it hit a kid in the head. He kind of missed the ball. Now, he did laugh it off, so he was okay, so I don't mind showing it to you guys. Chad Green picks up his 6th save of the year, and the Yankees are on a 7-game winning streak, but it's still too close for comfort in the wild card, as only 1.5 games separates first place, second place, and third place. So you got to keep on playing well if you want to make the playoffs. The Tampa Bay Rays versus the Orioles. I just feel bad for Orioles fans because these are almost pointless to show at this time of the year. The Rays go up 2-0 for Shane McClanahan, who strikes out 5 in the first 2 innings, and then Brandon Lau. Who is this little dude? 29 home runs already on the season. Austin Meadows drives in a second RBI on his second bases-loaded walk of the game, and the Rays go up 7-0 after G-Man Choi singles in 2 RBIs. McClanahan strikes out 8 in 5 innings. In Baltimore, they have lost 13 games in a row, but I guess the one little sliver of hope is the fact that Jorge Mateo has a 10-game hitting streak, and so far an 853 OPS for Baltimore. So if they can call up Grayson Rodriguez and Adley Rutschman in 2022, they'll be a little better. So I guess that's cool. The Reds versus the Marlins. Jorge Alfaro drives in an RBI on an opposite field single, and then Joey Votto says, "Ha, that's cute." He hits a 3-run shot. He now has 27 home runs and 79 RBIs and an MVP campaign at 37 years old. He's probably not going to win over Tatis, but still a monster season. Kyle Farmer is having a big-time second half, and Luis Castillo was great. 7 innings on 7 strikeouts, only allows 1 walk and 1 earned run, as Jonathan India was on base 3 times. He doubles in the Punisher, Aristides Aquino, right before Nick Castellanos drives in Jonathan India, and the Reds are just 1 game back of the wild card for second place in the National League. The Phillies have been playing like you know what as of late. They get swept by the Diamondbacks after Ronald Torreyes runs for seemingly days, makes the grab in foul territory, but Arizona, they score a run in the 4th, and then nothing happened until the 7th, until Walker, Mr. Christian Walker, avoids a tag at third base, and Nick Ahmed takes advantage with a 2-run double. Then you have Madison Bumgarner driving in a run right before Van Meter does the same. Philly, they score a run, only 1 off Madison Bumgarner, as he goes 8 innings with only 3 hits allowed. And again, the Phillies get swept. They're on a 4-game losing streak. They're 4 games back of the Braves. Now, luckily, the Mets keep on losing, so really, honestly, no harm, no foul in terms of the wild card, but still. Come on, Phillies. The Cardinals versus the Brewers. Nolan Arenado turns on a pitch for the early lead, but then Milwaukee, they get angry and they storm back to go ahead 4-1. But then a massive 5th inning saves the Cardinals as Nolan Arenado drives in his 2nd RBI of the day, and Tyler O'Neill hits a big boy home run, 450 feet, according to StatCast. This 3-run home run reclaims the lead. And then Lars Nootbaar goes back-to-back as Tommy Edman and Harrison Bader make it 8 runs total on the day. ESPN only gives St. Louis an 8% chance of making the playoffs, but they're 7-3 in their last 10 games. They're only 3.5 games back of second place for the wild card, and if they call it Matthew Liberatore, their pitching is going to get even better. So I give them a 25% chance of making the playoffs. And then the final 2 games from yesterday, the Astros versus the A's. What's the trend? If the Astros win, the A's win. If the A's lose, the Astros lose. And yesterday, it continued. We'll talk about the A's game in just a moment, but the Astros won 6-3 over the Kansas City Royals yesterday. Even though Nicky Lopez hit his first home run of the season, he was the only player in the bigs without a home run, even though he had 350-plus at-bats. He makes a diving stop in the 5th, but it was all Houston from there, as Aledmys Diaz, he had a big-time game again, and Chas McCormick, they tied up at 3 apiece. Then the game has to go to extras, where you have Diaz coming in clutch yet again. Chas McCormick drives in an RBI on a bases-loaded walk. There's another bases-loaded walk. Seems like no one can locate anything lately. Taylor Jones drives in an RBI on a sac fly. And then Michael Brantley, this was a nice catch, but it looked funny. I mean, maybe that's just me. Christian Javier gets the save, and Houston wins. So as we've talked about, the A's won as well against the White Sox. It was a fun game, though. Sean Murphy barely muscles out a 364-foot home run. It was a wall scraper. Kemp drives in an RBI on a bases-loaded walk. Andrew Vaughn has been very good lately, so he gives the White Sox the lead, but then Matt Chapman ties it up on his 19th home run of the season, and then the other Matt across the diamond, Matt Olson, hits his 31st home run of the year. That two-run shot was clutch because a blunder from Elvis Andrus as well as Starling Marte in no man's land allows a run to score for the Chicago White Sox, and Lou Trevino collects save number 20, so he is the full-time closer going forward. He is really good. I think they got him from the Rays. So again, if the Astros win, so do the A's. If they lose, so do the A's. What a very polite thing to do. That is some sportsmanship right there. All right, everyone, well, that does it for today's MLB recap. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed or learned something new, leave a like and subscribe. Don't forget to use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save yourself $20 off tickets and enjoy this day in MLB history. I think for the second day in a row, we have walk-off inside the park home runs.
High in the air, left center field, Edmonds back, warning track, it is off the wall. Griffey round second, he's going to third, Robinson picks it up, they're going to send him, here comes the throw, how about this, it's over, inside the park.
In the air to right field, towards the corner, it's back, it's gone! Welcome to Slam Diego! Grand slam for Eric Hosmer! For the first time in Major League history, a team has hit a grand slam in 4 consecutive games.